Hi, and welcome to another Partner Playbook. I'm Tonya Gentry, Chief Sales Officer for Big Red Media MSP Success. And today I have the pleasure of talking to Cyberforce Security. And we've got Miles Dunbar, Chief Operating Officer on here. Hey, Miles, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
For all of the MSPs that are listening to this that may not know Cyberforce Security, can you give us a little background on you guys?
Absolutely. Cyberforce Security, we're a boutique value-added distributor, and our motto is basically bringing enterprise solutions to the masses. We only sell cybersecurity products, so that's what that's our expertise. And we're not trying to be, a be-all, end-all solution. We don't want to offer Microsoft licenses. We just want to focus only on cybersecurity itself. We don't want to be that jack of all trades and a master of none. So we're focusing on bringing the best-in-breed cybersecurity solutions to MSPs as well as SMBs as well, and just to help empower them. We're actually going to be doing this through our newly launched marketplace.
Very cool. I know we talked a couple of months ago when we started our relationship, and that the marketplace sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and we're having some great success with it. And as more people learn about it, it's just going to be become a bigger and bigger part of Cyberforce.
Awesome. So let's talk about partnership, community, all those things that, the partner playbook. So we talk about partner programs, but I know you guys are doing a lot from the MSP community. Let's talk about some of those key benefits and the features and things that you just like our community to know.
Absolutely. So, We've learned from our MSPs. We've talked to our MSPs and they've told us what they wanted and what they don't like about other, solutions that are out there. And so there's no access fee to our marketplace. That's a big one that we hear all the time. So no fee there. We give the MSPs the ability to do trials if the vendor has that capacity. So we work with our vendors, and what we try and do is pass along every feature that they provide to us to our MSPs. We don't restrict them in any which way. We also have no minimums. You literally can start with a single endpoint with us. There's no commitments in terms of, annual commitments. Everything we do is monthly. MSPs are billed entirely on a monthly consumption basis. So that obviously depends on the product itself, if it's an endpoint or a user-based product in terms of that, but we only charge on what is actually used. So that's a big benefit to the MSP, having consistency and being able to know exactly what they're going to be billed for there. We allow self-provisioning. We also allow decommissioning of agents, and we also allow migration. So we don't restrict things that other vendors do. And so what that allows, the MSP basically has full control over their tenant, their account, depending on what the vendor, calls it there, but they have full control over it. And that's, I think, a real big benefit to a lot of MSPs. We also aggregate all of our endpoints. So that helps give better volume discounting to the MSP itself. And, most distributors will only allow discounting based on, total seats if they do it by individual customers, kind of like on a VAR deal scenario. We aggregate everything together. So that helps with moving up the tiers for better pricing. We provide level 1 and level 2 technical support. We're very familiar with all the products that we offer and that we sell. And with that, we want to make sure that we can give the MSP the best technical support that they can have there. If it's a level 3, it's a bug, we bring the vendor in, we all communicate together, and that, just ensures that the MSP is going to get any issues resolved right there. We offer better margins for MSPs. And when I say MSPs, this is also MSSPs. And we always use this term interchangeably in this industry quite a bit. So, for the purpose of this interview, we'll say that it is for MSPs and MSSPs, even if I just refer to MSPs. But, we pass our bulk buying power to those MSPs. So we got great discounts from our vendors because we've been working with them a long time. We've got a lot of endpoints there. And so we take that bulk buying power we have with them and the discounts that are provided to us, and we pass those along so that we can give better margins to the MSP themselves. And, often that's actually, we give better pricing than going direct to the vendor. So that's actually kind of interesting how that works sometimes, but we run into that all the time. Another thing that we do is we do detailed billing. So we don't just throw a number at you and say, hey, here's 1,000 endpoints that we're charging it for. No. We're going to show you what tenants have those endpoints, where they're located. So you can break that down and see by customer, between each tenant, how many endpoints that we're being billed for. So you get an accurate billing structure that's going to help you with billing towards your customers. So that's also very well accepted.
Very cool. So, I always ask about what's coming down, the pike as far as enhancements with the programs and all of that. And then also too, anything that we would want to know, but I can't believe we're saying this. We are, and everybody that's listened to me for the last 2 months, we are in August of 2025, but, in the end of third quarter, fourth quarter, anything that you guys have coming down that you want us to know about?
Well, we just launched the marketplace. So that's kind of like, the biggest thing that we have going on right now. And we're going to continue to improve the user experience in there. So we're going to enhance our marketplace. That's the big focus of this year for us. We just launched it. So, obviously there is going to be, issues with anything that's brand new. We're going to be taking care of those, but we're going to be also, continuing to add best of breed cybersecurity solutions to it. We listen to our MSPs, and if there's a product or a category that they need to find those solutions, we're going to work with our vendors to find them and be able to provide those to those MSPs. We're going to continue to add additional partner levels to help grow the marketplace. So we'll allow our MSPs to aggregate actually other MSPs underneath them and act as a master MSP. So that's another factor for certain types of MSPs that exist. We are also we're going to be participating with MSPs at relevant industry events that are occurring. So that's something else we have some big plans on, as well as co-branding of collateral from the website, from the marketplace there from the vendors, and ability to register deals for our VAR type partners, not just our MSPs out there. And we'll also be continuing to offer sales and demo support for the sales cycle to the MSP. And their customers. So that's really kind of what we're planning for this year.
It's really cool because, like you said, this is, a new platform that you guys just launched. Excited to see how it plays out and the evolution of it over the next, 3, 6, 9 months. I think it'll be really cool. When you're looking for an MSP, one of the things that we do ask is like, what do you guys look for as an MSP partner? And then as an MSP partner, how can I be successful with you guys?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So it's really interesting and how we got started as a business back when our founder, Greg Fitzgerald, was one of the founders of Silence. And he recognized the need to be able to provide services to the customers and the MSPs that were below the vendor's minimums. And that's kind of how we got started there. And so we kind of service the customers that the vendors can't service or don't want to service. And those are the ones that are below their minimums there. So, when we're talking about an MSP, we're focusing on kind of the small to medium size MSPs that are out there. Our typical MSPs have less than 1,000 seats. And most of them, quite honestly, are probably in the 250 to 500 range. And that's just, they're kind of a forgotten area that's out there. It doesn't mean we don't service larger ones. We have MSPs that have literally tens of thousands of endpoints with us. But, we service anything from literally the single endpoint up to tens of thousands. And so that's one of the things. So when we're looking for MSP partners, a lot of them are the ones that don't qualify for, direct support from the vendor themselves. But they're still, they still want best of breed products that are out there. And so that's what we're trying to offer them with those. MSPs, in this case, I'm actually using, the term as an MSP, not an SSP. MSPs actually wanting to offer cybersecurity solutions to their customers, but they don't have that in-house expertise. Cyberforce, we can help provide that direct support to an MSP that's trying to transition more into an MSSP, because we are quite familiar with, a lot of the cybersecurity products out there and what the customers need in their stack. So we often, act as that consultant when we're dealing with those MSPs. And, we also act as an MSP incubator. We've had many SPs grow significantly under us. I think of one that several years ago literally started me with 10 endpoints and grew to over 10,000 over 2 years. And it was just a great experience to see that particular MSP grow. And we have lots of stories like that, but I'll be honest. That's probably, it's the 80-20 rule with anything here. 20% of the MSPs are actually going to continue to grow and do things. And the other 80%, they're fine with the 50, the 100, the 250 endpoints they have because they only got a couple customers. And that's fine as well. I mean, everybody has a place with us. So we're trying to make sure that, we can offer these products to these MSPs that are, they're often forgotten by the vendor or can't go direct to the vendor. So that's what we look for.
Yeah, really, I think you said at the beginning, enterprise solutions brought down to, someone with even just one endpoint. That's really, amazing because cybersecurity obviously isn't going anywhere. It's getting more complex every day. Compliance, government intervention, all of those types of things are going to make it just, even more important for every MSP to offer solutions to their customers, even when, they may feel like they're not at that level yet. So very cool. I know I always ask feedback. What are you guys hearing? What are your MSPs saying to you about, the cybersecurity landscape or your products or anything along those lines? What kind of feedback are you getting?
So, yeah, it's interesting. Of course, last week was Black Hat and, relevant to when this interview comes out. But it was a great week to be out there, just listen to, our MSPs as well as different partners that are there, our vendors, and seeing what everybody's talking about. But, from our MSP standpoint and what they're hearing from their customers, probably the biggest thing is ransomware. I mean, ransomware is the big concern on the minds of their customers. So, and it is, it really is the overall threat from cybercrime right now. It's that business continuity aspect that can't be maintained. If it's an enterprise, it's, they can literally go down to the closet, pop a new desk, pop a new box on the desk, fix it, employees back up and running. If it's an MSP servicing, what we're talking about, servicing the smaller smaller SMBs that are out there, MSPs are mostly remote in what they do. So having to go there and, resolve a ransomware issue literally on, by changing a device out, not to mention the fact that, data's already been exfiltrated, then you have to deal with cyber insurance and all these other things. So it's a massive concern that, that the end customer we're seeing there. And that's something that MSPs have told us a lot about here. And then, the other aspect, and this is probably my fastest growing segment of business right now, which is really, really interesting, is how to manage, how to restrict, AI, for their customers, and employers are trying to restrict it for their employees. As I said, it is my fastest growing segment of business right now. It's actually a category. We know our industry loves acronyms. So like there's EDR, there's now BDR, browser detection and response, and this is what is being used to help prevent and set policies and restrict AI usage. And so that by far is the biggest thing we're hearing, and that was the number one thing that we saw at Black Hat as well. So very, very happy to support and answer questions about that side of the business, because it's really, really is. There's so many use cases out there we're seeing for it right now, and everything from employee to employers, but even more on the kind of, I don't want to say I'll call it the serious side, but I'm not discounting employee-employer stuff, but we're seeing even the usage of it in school districts where we're able to determine if a student is trying to search for things about self-harm. So very serious topics. Yeah. And that type of thing can be notified and alerted to the authorities, the administration of the school, or even to the parents at that point. So, we're seeing it's a huge section out there, and it is, it's a continuation of cybersecurity, but with very specific use cases there. And then, what else we're hearing? Of course, the usual thing, nickel and dime from vendors, is always increasing their rates, that type of stuff. So the margins get thinner. Always looking out for where they can save money on the bottom line, and that's what we do. We offer them those better margins there. And, we also hear the other thing we hear too, quite honestly, from MSPs is they don't like how a lot of, distributors handle issues, specifically billing related issues. We hear that all the time. As a boutique value added distributor, if you have an issue with billing, literally you can call up Kathy and our billing department, and she's going to resolve it and take care of it for you. It's one of the things that we do it. And because of how we structure everything within our business, we trust our customers. And so we don't lock you in or hold you hostage by requiring a credit card. Okay. We invoice you only on your usage in arrears. So you use it at the end of the month. We give you an invoice for that usage there, and we allow you to pay through, ACH, credit card, wire. It's your choice of how you want to pay with that. So that flexibility we're hearing is, something that the MSPs are concerned about, and that's some of the great feedback we get from them about why they like our services that way. We don't auto renew subscriptions because we're month to month, so it's not holding to long-term contracts that way. It's great for the MSP. Because they don't know, sometimes their customers maybe go out of business and they don't want to continue paying for, an annual contract that occurred. So the monthly billing allows them to, bill their customers accordingly. And that's about it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So last question.
Yeah.
Anything else, that you want our community to know, things that are coming down your roadmap? Again, I know the marketplace is new, but I'm sure you guys have a very intense roadmap over the next few months and year.
We do, and so as I mentioned before, additional solutions. We're going to continue to evaluate new products. We evaluate products almost weekly, quite honestly, and we're going to find the ones that make sense for the marketplace. We, really like a lot of the startups that are out there. We work well with them because we're able to help them service a part of the industry that they're not able to service because they're new. They can't come downstream. They're focusing only on enterprise. So we're able to get in there early, work with them, show them how to work with MSPs, what's going to make sense for them to continue those things, we even consult with a lot of startups on, how to create their multi-tenancy that makes sense for MSPs to be able to create their own instances for their customers, things like that. So we'll be continuing to add solutions on. That's a big factor of what we're going to be doing with our marketplace, and we're going to continue to improve our marketplace. As I said, improve the user interface, add some additional features there, even affiliate marketing for some of our reseller type partners, and we'll continue to enhance our billing reports because that's a big thing that we get from our MSPs all the time. They love the detail that goes into it, and we're going to continue to enhance those. And that's really what's on our roadmap, for right now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Miles. I really appreciate it. So for any of the MSPs that are listening that want to get more information, Miles, where would they go?
So you can go to our website, which is cyberforcesecurity.com. That's the main website there. But if you want to get access to the marketplace, it's at market.cyberforcesecurity.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We will make sure that those links are out there. Miles, Mark, thank you again for joining me. I know the MSPs listening have really enjoyed it. For any of the MSPs that are listening, go check out Cyberforce Security, and we'll be back with more soon. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Bye.